Hey, Stephen Alex, welcome back to Wild Adventure 2020. My name is Wild Ones, and today I just want to give you a quick update of what's been going on, and then I do have a plan of where we're going from here. First off, I want to show you some things that I have done recently. First off, I moved the cobblestone generator over here to the side just so that I've got more room. This is created by building just 5 blocks long here. And this gives me the advantage of being able to mine very quickly, or a little bit quicker than I would be able to normally, just 1 block at a time. As you can see, I can mine out the next block while the first block is still refreshing, so it does speed things up just a little bit. I built this 5 blocks long because that's the maximum reach of a pickaxe. So if at some point I am able to get a more efficient pickaxe, I can just stand at the edge and just mine straight across all 5 blocks if I can get it with enough efficiency on it or whatever, to be able to mine them out fast enough and be able to get to the end of the block before the first one regenerates, and that will be a little bit faster. Being able to squat down here in this version of in the 1.115 version of Minecraft's does give me the ability to move under these blocks, since we are down a half a block, so I'm 1.5 blocks tall and can squat down underneath them. So this does work out pretty well. I built this with a single water source and a single lava source. Obviously, that's all I have, but just put some blocks under it while it was filling up. The lava source and water source are both up an extra block higher, so they flow down and spread out and fill up the gaps that we've got here, and then come together in the middle to form the cobblestone. So this works out pretty well, and so I just wanted to show you. I had intended to do that on camera, but my recording cut out while I was building it, and I didn't realize it until after I came back to actually edit. There is something else I wanted to show you, and this is actually going to be the project for today. I had started, I came down here and built this earlier. This is the beginnings of a mob grinder. This is actually just the collection trough. That this would have water flowing from each of the corners, and I was going to build out actual spawning platforms on each sides around it, and then the mobs would wander into the center and then drop down that central hole. The problem is that hole is only 1 wide, which would allow for pretty much all of the mobs except spiders, and I don't have a good way to deal with spiders, so this method isn't really going to work for me. So I've got another design in mind, and I'm going to give that a try, but I'm going to need a lot of cobblestone, which is the reason I built that cobblestone generator. Okay, now that it's day, let's go down here and see what we can do about this thing. First off, I want to make sure there's no mobs spawned on there. There shouldn't be. I did light it up fairly well. But I think I want to start by kind of expanding the platform underneath of it, and then we can tear that out. This is a 23 block drop from that collection floor there down to the base, and the reason for that was just to soften the mobs up as much as possible. That should bring them down to very few hits to be able to kill them. So that is the ladders are there just so I can get up there when I build it, finish it up. They won't be in there, or the ladders won't be in there. But let me build out this platform here a bit, and then we'll go up and see what we can do up top to make it work. Okay, now that we've got that done, let's pop up to the top here and take a look at our next steps. I'm going to be using a kind of a game mechanic to help attract the mobs to the area I want them to go. So as opposed to just allowing their natural wandering, to kind of get them to occasionally wander off the edge and then be shoveled over by a water stream or something to that effect. This will kind of eliminate the reliance on that. It'll eliminate the reliance on water streams as well. And it's pretty effective in a Skyblock world like this one is. It's actually very effective. I've seen this used by a number of different people in Skyblock worlds, and it actually works out really well. So now in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have taken out all of those blocks. I think I will just use maybe half of this platform, and yeah. Now I need to get rid of okay, so this method depends on the natural tendency of mobs to want to wander towards solid blocks. So basically you build your spawning chamber out of non-solid blocks, so transparent blocks like stair blocks particularly work well, and slabs. Mobs don't see those as solid blocks, and so they don't like being on they'll spawn in those areas, but they don't like being on those areas. So when they see that there are solid blocks nearby, they will have a tendency to wander towards those solid blocks. So what I'm going to do is use half of this platform, and I might need to expand it some more, and basically just build a big block of solid blocks, and that will make the mobs want to wander towards this area. And then I'll put a drop chute so that they fall when they get towards there. So when they try to wander towards these solid blocks, they will actually drop down the drop chute to the killing area that I want. So that's the plan. This is going to take a lot of work, so let me build some of this up, and then I'll give you kind of a better explanation of what's going on here in just a few moments. Okay, so I've built that up quite a ways. Probably want to go up a little bit more, but I also want to go down a few blocks lower. So let me just come down the ladder here a little bit, figure out where I want to be. Probably, let's see, 1, maybe 2, 3 blocks below. So if I put one down here at foot level, yeah, that should be good. So I want both up and down from the level of the spawning floor. So let me build this out some more, and then I will come back once I have this done a little bit. All right, so I ran out of cobblestone in my inventory there, so I need to come back over here and get some more cobblestone from the cobblestone generator, and maybe refresh my tools as well. Hey, look. Looks like we had our first bee spawn here. Very cool. And there's our first bee. All right, good. That means we should be able to do this. I'm glad I decided to use the 1.15.2 pre-release here so that we could get those to spawn naturally. So that was a good choice. Okay, well, great. We'll do some more with that later, but for now, let me just get some more resources here, and we'll keep working on that mob spawner. Looks like we've got a full beehive now. That kind of helps to highlight the fact that we do need to get this mob spawner taken care of, because until I can get some glass bottles or iron for shears, that's kind of a waste. Can't do anything with it. And it looks like we managed to get a spawn while I was up there harvesting materials, so we will need to deal with that. Good news is that will probably be a few bones, so that will help speed along our crops and stuff. Let's see if I can get this guy before he gets me. Ouch. Don't go off the edge. Eh. Oh well. Okay, well, let's get this thing finished up here. Okay, that should finish up the lower portion here. Wonder if I need to go up any further than that. 1, 2, 3 below, and then we go up 3. I think I need to go up a little bit further. So let me go ahead and I can't jump while I'm squatting here. Just a second. There we go. Let me go ahead and build this top layer up a little bit further, and then we can start working on the spawning chamber. Alright, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so we've got that topped off now. I just want to cap this whole thing with some slabs to make sure we don't get mob spawns up here. I think that would be easier than trying to make sure it stays lit up. So let me get this top slabbed off, and then we should be able to start working on the spawning chamber itself. Alright, now I've got some trapdoors here that I'm going to put into the drop chute. I think I'll make this 3 by 2. That way spiders can come down here. So we'll put, I'll have to move this back. And open those up. Yep. Okay, won't open them until we're done with construction here, but all right. So just put in the trapdoors here both ways, and that'll give us 2 wide. That gives us enough space for spiders to fall down as well. Now, I do have a plan for dealing with spiders, because trying to get spiders to come down as opposed to climb up is problematic. So we will deal with that. In addition to this platform here can't remain as it currently is. It's currently built out of solid blocks. So this will need to be replaced with slabs. And in addition to that, it won't come over all the way to this to the lure block. So the spawning chamber will end at this point here. So let me just move these blocks out of the way so we at least know better what we're dealing with. And then I can't build either the floor or the walls of this thing out of solid blocks. So I'm going to go get some stair blocks and some slabs, and we'll build up the spawning chamber here in just a moment. All right, let's build out this floor more. I was debating over making just this big for the spawning floor, but I think I want a spawning floor at least 9 by 9, and that should be a pretty good size for the spawning floor. So I'm going to go ahead and build this out that far, and then we'll start putting the walls up. Now the floor obviously is top half slabs, and that's so that they're not solid blocks. And then the walls will all be made out of stair blocks, so we can put the stair blocks on and seal them up so that light doesn't come through, but it will still give us the walls not solid blocks, so that they still will the mobs will have a tendency to move towards the those solid blocks over there on the side. So let me get that built up here a little bit more, and then I'll be back in just a moment. All right, guys, I did finish building up the walls and put a roof on the spawning chamber. Unfortunately, my recording cut it out. My recording cut out, and I didn't realize it, so I don't have footage of most of that process. So I'm just building up the drop chute now, and then we can go up and look at the rest of that. So the drop chute here is also built out of stair blocks, so that again will keep mobs from thinking that they're safe standing here on the stair blocks and continue moving towards that the big block of solid blocks over on the side. So let me just get this finished up, and then I'll show you what's going on in there. Oh, by the way, you see the bee down there below. I've had some bees wander off the platform, and apparently instead of I think they were looking for flowers, and instead of continuing on and coming back up, they just dropped down to the void. So it looks like they've gotten to the bottom of the void. Oops, I guess I'm there. All right. Well, we'll figure this out. Instead of dropping down, or instead of coming back up, they drop down to the bottom of the void and just sit there. So they don't continue to go down and die. They just kind of hang out there. So that's kind of unfortunate. I'll have to figure out a way to contain them better at some point, but we'll do that in the future here after we get this project taken care of. All right, let me get this finished off, and then I'll be back and show you the chamber and what I did actually up top to deal with spiders. All right, you can see up there at the top, there's some water up there. That is, we'll talk about that in a minute. First off, I did build this up the rest of the way. As you can see, this is 3 blocks high, so skeleton or even Enderman can spawn in here. There's no water in the inside, so once this is dark, anything can spawn in here, and we'll move on towards the opening. Spiders may go down. I doubt it. They'll probably go up, and when they go up, they will climb up into that water, which is suspended above some signs, and then they will drop, either drop down, or they'll stay up there and drown and drop their string down. So either way is fine. I'm really only after the string anyway, so do need to get out of here before the mobs start falling. So okay, that's the bottom level. Get out, break the steps, and put a block in there, and then probably need to, yeah, okay. That was quick. Yeah, I'm gonna put some slabs up here to prevent mobs from getting eaten, the baby zombies and stuff. I'm also hoping that this will prevent them from being able to see me. And the ones I'm concerned about is the I don't want to get shot by skeletons or blown up by creepers. So that is the reason for those slabs. We'll see how this works. Now, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with gathering the drops, because as you can see, that's a little bit of a the back sides of this difficult to pick up, and the way I've got this set right now, I don't know if I can really get close enough to pick all that stuff up, but I'll figure that out here in a bit, and we'll see what we've got. Good news is we've got bones, we've got gravel, because zombies in this Skyblock world will drop gravel. You can use gravel to combine with dirt to make coarse dirt, which you can then hoe with a hoe to turn back into regular dirt, which will mean we can infinitely increase our dirt. So we're not limited like you are in a traditional Skyblock world to only having enough dirt for what you start with. You can get additional dirt through this method. So that is a bonus. So let me do this for a while, and then once I figure out what to do about the mob drops, I'll show you, and we'll be back. Okay guys, I've got some things done here I wanted to show you. As you can see, it's been a little bit of time. I have been able to get enough iron collected to do a couple of things, one of which is to make a hopper here. And that's my collection system as it is at this point. I've got got enough to make a hopper and put a chest over here on the side to collect the materials. I've actually got a couple trap doors up here at the top. I was trying to be able to access things from the sides, but I didn't really care for that too well because creepers can kind of see you through that opening if you're standing in the wrong place, and that can get dangerous. So I put the trapdoors there, but they pretty much just stay closed all the time at this point. So we've got the hopper feeding in. I only have one hopper at this point because I'm getting iron, but I'm not getting a lot of iron. So the mobs spawn, and as you can see, this thing is working really well. So the mobs will spawn, and once I kill them, I'll try and there's a dispenser back there in the back corner with a bucket of water, and I can click the dispenser. As you can see, I get a lot of experience from this. I've been doing it a little while. I've got almost 100 levels. But back here, there's those trapdoors are temporary. They can go away now. But there's a dispenser there with a bucket of water in it, and I can just flick the lever a couple of times to wash all of the items over to the sides, and they will come out towards the front. Let me just kill some of these mobs. As you may have noticed, I have the game sounds turned completely off at this point because this thing is extremely loud. I do get witches in this as well, which is how I got the redstone to make that dispenser. So I can just stand here and kill the mobs, and then go back and flick the dispenser on, wash stuff over to the sides, and some of it does come out the front here, and I can sort through it there, but other than that, when it does get washed over, it'll go into that chest, and we can collect a lot of stuff. As you can see, there are a lot of different things that get dropped here, a lot of armor pieces, which is good. We get also the bows, which I've actually used as a fuel source for smelting down some of the iron and to get more resources. So that's helpful as well. And let me just run back and flick the water on so you can see. Yeah, so I can smelt. As you can see, I've still got some in here, but the bows do help with that. And so that's the way it works, and it does work pretty well at this point. Guys, I also wanted to chat with you just briefly, both about my schedule here in terms of delivering videos to you. I know I had initially said that I wanted to do this every day, but that's clearly not happening. Real life is just getting in the way, and I'm not able to get videos out every day. I will try and be as consistent as possible, but every day just probably realistically won't happen. If I can make them every day, I will, but if I can't, then I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that I haven't. Now, more specifically, what I wanted to talk to you about was the last video I released. That video turned out to be almost more of a vlog, at least the last part of it was. And while I really wanted to do that, and I'm glad that I did. I would like to get you guys your feedback on it. Is it something you would like to see in the future? Yes, no, maybe sometimes, never again. You know, I'd like your feedback. So if I can get an iCard to work, I've never done iCards before, so I don't know if I can get a survey to come up there. But if I can, I'm probably going to put a survey up, and I'd like your feedback. If you don't see the iCard survey, then leave your comments for me. I'd just love to hear what you think. And so anyway, guys, that's really going to do it for today. I do appreciate your time. Hope this was enjoyable at least, and we'll catch you guys later. Have a fantastic evening. Bye.